once you get started into ancestral magic, you are going to be so protected. It's going to be literally no one can try you, especially like no one will be able to try you. Hello everyone, my name is Sun Healing Goddess, also known as Akira. I am here today to talk to you about ancestral magic. So for those of you who are interested in getting into witchcraft but are not sure how, ancestral magic is a great way to get started into your witchcraft journey. Most beginner-friendly way to get into witchcraft if you are a beginner witch and would like to either explore this way or if you want to get into witchcraft. Before we get started, let's talk about the difference between ancestral magic and ancestral veneration. These are two different types, but very, very similar and can kind of seem like one correlates to the other. So let's start with ancestral veneration first. Having your family members' photos on the walls, going to their graveyard on their day of their birth or the day of their death, having the time to spend time with them, even lighting a candle, that is ancestral veneration. I recommend to be doing ancestral magic because it gets confused with ancestral veneration. Your parents, your aunts, your uncles, whoever, if you're, for example, if you're a closeted witch, you don't want people to know about it. If you are working with your ancestors, nobody will question it. They will just think that you're just trying to honor, well, you are honoring the spirits of the dead, but that's all less as far as that thought will go to. They will not assume that you're using them for, not using them, but communicating with them in order to gain something out of it or do any spells or any magic or like any depth. They won't really see the depth of it. They'll just really understand that like, oh, you just really much enjoy our ancestors. When it comes to ancestral magic, you can be working in so many different types of ways. So this could be using any type of divination to contact your ancestors. This could be even contacting through your dreams, using crystals, using tarot cards, using Ouija boards. There are so many different types of ways. And so once you realize, or once you have decided who you want to connect with when it comes to your ancestors, usually it has to be, not has to, but usually it's someone who is kind of inclined into the witchy world. So this could be either a grandfather who was a voodoo practitioner. This could be either a grandmother or a great aunt or a great uncle. Anyone that you may or may not know of that worked in magic or worked in any type of way working with the energies they were very much aware of. Some people may not know exactly who their ancestors are when it comes to the magical realm, and that is okay. This will give you the time and chance to connect with them. For example, I never really knew who my grandmother was growing up. I never spent time with her. She died by the time I was like maybe even 10 or 11, I'm not really sure. But I never had any connection with her at all whatsoever. And one day she came to me in my dream. She showed herself to me and she told me to give a message to my mother. So I gave the message to my mother. My mother was very amused because she was like, why do you know that? And I'm like, girl, I don't know. I'm just sharing whatever message had to be said. Like, does it make sense or no? And she's like, no, it makes sense. It's just weird that you would tell me that. I'm like, I didn't say this. Like, this is what she told me to tell you. Anyways, that's another story. So when it comes to ancestral magic, even though you might not know what ancestors you're working with, as long as you come clear with an intention and make sure your intention is very clear, because you don't want to be working, there could be ancestors that you may end up working with or might end up interacting with that could be on the more darker spectrum of magic. If that's something that you vibe with or something that you're interested in, go ahead, but it's always important to be mindful exactly of who you're working with. So an example for having a clear intention to connect with your ancestors would be you're in meditation, you're focusing on the ancestors, and you're calling them in. I allow myself to be open to the ancestors that are here to help guide and protect me. That could be, that's just an example, really just an example. You could say any type of words you want, but you really want to reiterate that you want ancestors that are here to support you on your journey, to be here and for your here for your well-being. Okay, make that very, very clear. Which now brings me to having your altar. So your altar can look like anything that you want. Okay, if you're a closeted witch, it can be in your closet. If you're an open witch, it can be in your living room, in your kitchen, by the door, anywhere that you feel comfortable with, honestly. And this could, again, this could have photos of your ancestors themselves. If you don't have any photos of them, because, you know, who knows, sometimes people don't like getting their photos taken, which is totally fine. You can still have items from your area that you were from. So like, for example, I'm Filipino. I'm born here in Canada, but my friend went to the Philippines and brought me back some stuff. I do have a photo of my grandmother, and so I also put the things that she got for me from the Philippines on my altar to represent, like, this is an altar for my ancestors, because these items are from my ancestral land. And if you can't go to your ancestral land for whatever reason that may be, you can take whatever items you have and put energy into it. I would highly suggest using any types of crystals, grounding crystals more specifically, tiger's eye, black tourmaline, onyx, any type of crystal that will kind of ground the energy and connect you to your roots. Connect you to your roots. Yay! Okay, so how you would do that, you would take the crystal into your hand, deep breath, and then focus the energy. Call in your ancestors. I allow you to come in. I call you in. You are here. I thank you. I love you, and I am grateful for you. And then you leave it onto your altar. You can come back either daily, every once a week, every once a month, to give offerings to your ancestors. So offerings can look like many different things, again, depending on what culture you come from. So for example, in my culture in the Philippines, usually we'll leave like a small bowl of like food, rice, moringa seeds, guava leaves, any type of dessert that you're like, or food, any type of food that you know that your ancestor liked. If you don't know what they liked, you can really just look up into your own culture and see like what would people use as offerings. But at the same time, this is your offering. You're allowing it to come out through your heart, through your love. And that's what really matters. So you're walking down the street and you see like a bunch of flowers and you're like, okay, ancestors, like I would like to give you an offering. Can you show me what you would like? Can you show me like what would fulfill you? And then you might see a flower. You're like, oh, okay, like this is cute. And then you like, you know, just pick it up, you know, give your gratitude to the land for allowing you to take this flower. Make sure you look around to see if there's any other flowers around. If it's during the winter time, like close to fall winter time, then it should be fine because everything's already dying. And then leave into your altar, give gratitude to the land from what you've taken from, and then good gratitude to your ancestors as well for showing you and guiding you to what they want for their offering. Last winter, my mom made cassava cake. That was my grandmother's favorite type of cake and my mom's favorite type of cake. And so that I brought it to my altar and gave it to my Lola because, well, that's what she likes. And she really enjoyed it. She was really happy. Like her spirit was, she was rallying, honestly. Also, speaking of rallying, another option that people like to use is alcohol. Personally, I don't use alcohol in my practice because I don't really use it. But when I do use it, I do pour them a glass, and that's usually honey wine. In addition to offerings, I would like to also share that sometimes it doesn't need to be items. It could be a dance, it could be a song, it could be a poem, it could be really just like an excerpt from a book that you think that they may or may not like. This could be anything. Just some following up key notes that I would like to add. Don't be afraid to work with your ancestors. I know it can be really intimidating if you don't know who they are, if you've never interacted with them and never met them. But as long as you keep your intention open and clear that you want to only work with those who are here for your highest good and here to help guide you, you should be fine. That being said, because you have so many types of different ancestors. You literally have ancestors even from your past life. It doesn't have to be ancestors from this lifetime, this body. It can be ancestors from multiple lifetimes ago, like in Lemuria, in Atlantis. If you're from Sirius, if you're from Orion, it can be ancestors from these different planets as well. It doesn't have to be from here specifically on Earth. As long as you make it clear, again, that you want to be working with those who are here for your highest good and here to protect you. Once you get started into Ancestral Magick, you are going to be so protected. It's going to be literally no one can try you, especially like no one will be able to try you because your ancestors will have your back, like any other spirit guide, any type of archangel. But these entities, these beings, they are your family, you know, like they got you. Don't worry, okay? But be respectful, be mindful, and just be loving as well. Be loving, and just remember that they do want the best for you. You know, POC person, they want the best for you 110%. After everything that went through, everything that went down right they do. Like, anyways. I hope this helped. I hope if you guys have any questions, please comment down below. I would also like to know what's your culture? What's your origin? What's your story? Comment below, let me know, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!